Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I just got off of work. My shift was 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. 8-hour shift. It was one of our it's called store remodels. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about that. Um so far my Target experience as far as working there has been pretty good. I've been there for I believe about a month. I think it's about to be a month, or yeah, about a month and some change. It's either a month or a month and some change. So they store remodel. So every Target at some point get a remodel. The Target that I'm at right now, we going through remodel, transition and stuff like that. So I was there at 6 a.m. Basically, store remodel is basically like when you helping them remodel things in the store, different departments. You could be in any department. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hold on. Put the windows up some. Hold on. Putting the windows up. And my windows acting dumb. Okay, so yeah, like basically a store remodel is you remodeling certain parts of the store. You can be in any department, even if you do have a spot. Like today I was remodeling the food section of Target. I'm not sure if I really like that department, because it's like you have to remember stuff. Like I was putting the chips on the shelf, the candies and the gum and all that stuff on the shelf. They had me doing that for about 2 hours, the first 2 hours, like 2 hours and a half. But with Target, when you have an 8-hour shift, you get 2 15-minute break and you get a 30-minute lunch. You supposed to take your first 15 minutes, the first 2 hours of your shift. But honestly, like it always, sometimes you don't get a chance to take your first 15, because when you, like, I'm in styles, that's my department, styles, like on the floor. I'm in young and contemporary. So young and contemporary is like you have to zone your area for the first 45 minutes. You make sure there's nothing on the floor. You make sure all your clothes is folded. You make sure all the clearance is right. You got the finger space, all the clothes on the racks. Make sure everything look clean and neat, organized. So like sometimes, like, you can zone your area. Sometimes you end up zoning your area more than 45 minutes and it takes long. So sometimes, you don't get that chance to take your break in that first 2-hour bracket. But you have to definitely make sure that you take your lunch on time. Because if you don't, Target can get sued for that if you don't take your break on time. So you definitely have to make sure that you take your break on time. They kind of a little bit laid back about the breaks because you get paid for that. Like you don't clock out for breaks. You don't clock out for your breaks, but you do clock out for your meal, your 31-minute meal. So I would just definitely say, just to make sure that you're taking your 15-minute break, that you're taking your lunch, just make sure that you on top of that. But that's basically like what the store remodel is about. Depending on like what area you in, when you first come in, they have you like zone your area. So I zone my area, make sure there was nothing in the fitting room and stuff like that. I don't really think that I really care for a stocking like in the food department, just because like once you done stocking the food in the food department, then you be in the back. Like like you dealing with pallets and boxes and box cutters and all that other stuff, and that's what I used to do at UPS at my old job. So I don't really want to do anything that had to do with boxes, because I had You know, I dealt with boxes so long, so I really don't want to deal with any other place where I'm sitting, where I'm dealing with boxes and box cutters and all that other stuff. So now, this might be like my first time ever since I've been at Target ever being very aggravated or being very upset. So, you know how it is with the store remodel. You know, you have men that come and do certain things and stuff like that. So, like they changed my area around. They're redoing the shoe department where it's like shelves that you have to put in. But instead of having the guys put the shelves in, they have the style department putting the shelves in. Now, mind you, it takes maybe because we had about 3 or 4 shelves. We had about 3 or 4 shelves that we had to put in. About 3 or 4 shelves. So it takes time to put them shelves in. It was only 2 of us. And they wanted these shelves done at the end of the shift. Which I don't understand why we putting in shelves when we don't get paid to put these shelves in. This is what you have the construction guys in here for. So that kind of got me a little bit aggravated. Because they're like, oh, this got to be done by the end of the shift. Like, what? I leave at 2:30 and it probably was about it had to be about 2 o'clock when we first started. And then the first shelves that we got wasn't even the right shelves. That's number one. So you got to think, by the time we got the right shelves in and we started, because I had to take my 30-minute break. Took my 30-minute break, and then I took my 30-minute break. So I took my 30-minute break, probably about 11. Yeah, I got done with my break at 11:30. So they gave us 11:30. We still didn't get the parts for the shelves. We didn't get the parts for the shelves till 1:30. Till 1:30. It was either 1:30 or 1 o'clock. And with 2 people, that's going to take more than an hour and a half to do, because the shelves, you have to level the shelves. And the shelves is heavy. You have to use 2 hands. Instead of having the whole style team department helping to put the shelves, and you only got 2 people, and then end up being 3 people, which is not enough when you have shelves that front and back need to be done. So you might as well say it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6, and that's front and back of shelves that need to be done. So like that, I really didn't care for. So I didn't really have the best day today, but at the end of the day, you know, I made the best out of today. Even though I really didn't have a good day, I made the best day out of today. And I left Target leaving that work there. I'm done bringing my work home with me. I'm not doing that. I don't get paid enough to do that. So, yeah. I don't get paid enough to do that. So this is the first time, you know, that I really didn't have the best day at Target today. You know, I made it the best, you know, I made it a good day. And I walked out of there gone. So, yeah, man. Like, I walked out of there and I made it my own day. And, they have definitely increased my schedule. I don't know if I told you guys that they have definitely increased my schedule. Because I told you guys I was definitely worried about my schedule, with my time increases. They have definitely increased my schedule. Like next week alone, I'm gonna have about 40 hours. So next week alone, I'm gonna have 40 hours. But when you decide to stay extra time, they don't pay you time and a half. I'm not even sure if they really pay you. So that's why I just walked out of there and I dipped out. But other than that, I made today the best day. Today was an 8-hour shift. Tomorrow will be a 5-hour shift, which is tomorrow be Wednesday. I'm off Thursday, and then I work on Friday. Then I had the whole freaking weekend off. So I'm gonna enjoy my whole weekend off. And then next week I have a very, 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 very heavy and tight schedule. I'm working 8 hours every day next week. One day I'm actually working 8 hours and a half. So next week I'll be having lunches basically all next week. And I think I work 40 hours next week. Yeah, I gotta pee. That's why I'm rocking like this. But that's my update about my first remodel day at Target. But what I could say, everybody is still nice. Like the employees, the team members are still nice. I'm starting to see some of the head people true colors, but only have to deal with them. Only have to deal with them like. Only have to really deal with them a couple of days during the week. None of my team leads in the style department are there on the weekends, so that's kind of good for me. So like if I work a whole weekend, none of them would be on the floor. You just do kind of what you want. You kind of have free on the weekend. But today I just feel like they were just doing like a lot of too much. Like, how you gonna tell us, oh, you gotta have all this done, by a certain amount of time, when it's only 3 of us and we have a whole styles department. Like the whole styles department should have been helping us do it so we can get it done. Like, and then like, oh, we need people in the back. We need backup. Backup meaning like people on the registers need help or they need you to open up a lane. And then if they say, oh, styles department in the fitting room, meaning that we have a lot of back shot, which is when the customer try to close on and then they don't like it, so they put it back or whatever. So you know how you go in the fitting room, try something on, and you put it in the rack. That's basically what they're called, reshop. But yeah, so today has been a long day, so I'm gonna chill and relax. I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna be sitting on my ass the rest of the day with my feet up. So that is it for this video. That is my store remodel first day Target experience. If you have any questions, put it below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. As I always say, this is always my experience. I went through this experience personally. It doesn't mean that your experience is going to be the same as mine, but this is just my experience, and I feel that I had to talk about these experiences. It's not a lot of videos about Target, so I have to put that out there, and so to update you guys. So if you want to apply to Target, you should go ahead and give it a shot. Targets are still hiring. The holidays are coming, so they're definitely going to be needing people. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.